Hey guys, welcome back to From the Horse's Mouth. Week 11. It is a beautiful springtime in Alberta type of day today. The snow's kind of going sideways. One of my requirements this year, personal requirements, was to get my horsemanship, move it up a level. And horsemanship's a lot like Kung Fu in that aspect. If you want to move up a belt or a level, you got to work hard and really immerse yourself in it. It involves just riding more, practicing. And for the last couple of years, I really felt like I was sort of stalemated. I wasn't really moving ahead with my horsemanship, and I didn't really know why. Another personal requirement of mine was to really start to understand my intentions and their outcomes. So sometimes I would intend something, and the outcome, the action of that intention produced was totally different than what I anticipated. And I really, this year, really wanted to try and hone that in. So it's kind of like shooting at a target. I know what outcome is going to come from my intentions. And I felt those two requirements really went hand in hand. So I needed to really figure out why I wasn't progressing in my horsemanship and understand this outcome that came from my intention, which was to progress, right? So I've been thinking a lot about it since I joined the team. I used to be a guide in northern BC, and guiding involves a lot of tracking. You're always tracking, trying to find a trail or following an animal track, and you get lost sometimes. You know, you'll have a good track, and then you start guessing, and pretty soon you're off track. And so what I learned in that process is that you got to backtrack. You got to go back to where you had a clear track and then start over again. You got to kind of walk a circle and look for another clear track and then progress. And sometimes you miss those, right? So I backtracked mentally to what was going on with my horsemanship. I initially thought, I teach a lot of lessons. I teach a lot of beginners and kind of intermediate riders, and I felt like sometimes when you're teaching beginners all the time, you become a teacher and you become less of a student, and so you kind of flatline a little bit and you don't progress. And so I thought maybe that was it. Over the last couple of years, just teaching so much was really holding me back. So I thought about that, and I thought, no, actually that's not true. Being a teacher should make me better. It should be progressing my horsemanship. So I couldn't really blame it on that. I can't blame it on my family because they're really supportive of what I do. So then I thought, well, maybe I'm just lazy. Maybe I'm just not working at it as hard as I should be. But I kind of had to call BS on that too, because I really feel like I'm not that lazy. And when I joined the EO Schwan team, I mean, I've amped up the work I'm doing just by doing the requirements and trying to keep up with that, plus my job that I do and my family. I feel that I work hard. So I backtracked. I came back to where I had a clear track, and that backtracking led me right to here. This pile of rocks. This is Molly's grave, and Molly is a horse I had who unfortunately passed away just about 2 years ago. Some of you may have met her in our early sessions that we did for the team. And Molly and I had a really strong connection, and we developed it over time, but it was really powerful, and it was more than I've had with a lot of horses. A lot of people thought Molly and I were reading each other's minds, and there was no sort of magic there. It was just that strong connection and a real bond that we had. So when I sat on Molly, her 4 feet were like my feet, and my hands became like her hands. We really came together as one. And the great thing about that relationship is when Molly and I set out to do a job or a task, we were almost unstoppable. It was just a really great friendship. It was also super devastating when she passed away. She died of a virus that kind of came by surprise. Just a real bad fluke type of thing. A mayfly carrying this virus must have got into her water. She drank it and then died a week later, just as like a horrible death. And so it devastated me and really took me a long time to come back from that. But because I work with horses and work in teaching riding, I couldn't just quit, even though I felt like not riding at the time. This is why I haven't progressed, is I think unconsciously I was probably afraid to connect like that again. Horses really seek that connection. They feel a lot better and more confident if they have that connection with another horse or with a human. And so I do have horses out in the pet pasture who would love to have that, but I think unconsciously I was afraid. I was afraid to lose, to connect again and then lose. I think it took its toll on me. And so through the process of being on the EO Schwan team and coming back here, thinking about it and really understanding this is where I kind of got off the trail. Being able to come back here now, I look at it in a different light. I realize that that's what I was doing, for one, but also that it's okay to connect like that again. What I had with Molly was absolutely amazing, and working with her, I loved it. I looked forward to it all the time because it was always such a powerful experience. So I need to get that going again, and that's my next step in horsemanship, is to reconnect with one of them. I got 17 horses out there. I don't have any excuses. Now I know when I leave here, I'm not backtracking now. When I leave here, I'm moving forward on the right trail. And that's come about as a process of really dwelling on my requirements and thinking it through. So that's where I'm at this week. I hope you are somewhere warm, and I hope you have a job or a lifestyle that's got you in by the fire, maybe drinking a hot chocolate and watching this vlog going, look at him, he's freezing. So take care, you guys, be kind to one another, and stay tuned. We will see you in the cool. Thanks for listening.